In this video, we're going to go over how to do integer addition using number lines. All right, movement on the number line for addition is going to follow the following steps. We're going to first start at 0, and then we're going to draw our first line. And the first line is going to go from 0 to the first integer. Then, starting at the first integer, you're going to draw a second line. And that second line will go right if the second integer is positive, and it'll go left if it is negative. So we have this example, 4 plus negative 2. So we start our movement on the number line at 0. We go out to positive 4, and that's our first line. Now the second part of that is we're going to add a negative 2. Well, when you're adding a negative, you're going to go to the left, and when you're adding a positive, you'll go to the right. So we're adding a negative, so we're going to jump back 2 spaces and draw our line from 4 to 2, and that's going to demonstrate that that's a negative 2. When we have 4 plus negative 2, it's going to equal a 2. So 4 plus negative 2 is equal to a 2. Okay, let's model some more integer addition. In this example, we start at negative 8, and we're going to add positive 6. So we start at 0, because we always start at 0. We're going to go out to negative 8, and now we're going to add 6. Because 6 is a positive number, we're going to go to the right. So I'm going to add 6 to the right. So starting at negative 8, I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I end up at negative 2. So negative 8 plus 6 is negative 2. All right, let's look at the next example. I have 5 plus negative 9. Again, I'm going to start at 0. So I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to go to positive 5. And now I'm adding a negative 9. So because this number is negative, I'm going to go from 5, and I'm going to go 9 to the left. So I'm going to go, starting at 5, I'm going to count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I end up at negative 4. So I have 5 plus negative 9 is equal to negative 4. All right, let's look at our next example. I have negative 1 plus negative 4. So again, I'll start at 0 and I'll go to negative 1. So I start at 0 and I go to negative 1. And now I'm going to add a negative 4. Now, that means from negative 1, I'm adding a negative. I'm going to go further to the left. So I'm going to add, starting at negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the negative, and I end up at negative 5. So negative 1 plus 4 is negative 5. All right, in this guided practice, I've asked you to do these on your own, and now we'll go over and check them. So we'll start with the first one. I have negative 5 plus 6. So I start at 0. I go out to negative 5. And then starting at negative 5, I'm going to add a positive 6. So I'm going to go back 6 places to the right. So I'm going to count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And negative 5 plus 6 will land me at a positive 1. All right, let us get rid of this. Let's look at the next one. I have 4 plus negative 9, so I'll start at 0. And I'll go to positive 4. And then I'm going to add a negative 9, which means I'm going to go to the left 9 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I end up at negative 5. So 4 plus negative 9 is negative 5. All right, let's model the next one. Put negative 5 there. All right, I'm going to start at negative 8 and then add 6. So I start at 0. I go out to negative 8, and now I'm going to add 6 positive, which means I'm going to go to the right. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I end up at negative 2. All right. One more. I have negative 4 plus negative 4. I start at 0, and I'm going to go to negative 4 first. And now I'm going to add another negative 4, which means from here I'm going to go further to the left. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces and end up at negative 8.